Welcome. It is late night tune in. I'm Pearl from Pearl and the Priz, and this is Tuned In Tarot. And I'm doing an evening reading, which is unusual for me. I'm streaming live to TikTok at the same time, so I may not be looking exactly at one or the other of you. So we've got YouTube and TikTok going. Hopefully, my signal will be strong. It usually is. And we are going to be doing a communication reading tonight. Just the thoughts and feelings around communication for masculine and feminine energy, basically, together in union. What are the thoughts that they are sharing about communication right now? Not the ones that they are not sharing. Um, I am going to be doing personal readings. Subscribe. It is only $28. If you subscribe for the first time, I will pull an additional oracle card for you during your reading tonight. Okay, I have a special type of reading I can do tonight, but I will talk about that later. Let's get into the reading that we're doing right now. We are looking at the deck overall thoughts about communication from masculine energy. When I talk about masculine energy, I'm talking about the mind and the matter, the headspace, the 3D. And when I talk about feminine energy, I'm talking about the heart, emotions, creativity. And every human being is composed of both of these energies in consistently fluid sort of manner. And if you don't believe me, then how about you have an idea? Okay, you got an idea, right? Now you take that idea and you make it happen. Boom, you just had feminine and masculine energy happen. Congratulations, because it doesn't have anything to do with your parts or your biology or your gender identity at all. It may influence those things, but it doesn't really have to do with that. It's not really like that. If we could use different words, it would be great. I think that often in Eastern practices, they just call it Shiva and Shakti. It's like a referring to an energy, not like an actual human or whatever. But whatever. Just do what you got to do with the information. Can you apply this to a person in your life? Yes. Why? Because the people in your life reflect your energy. If you are here, it is likely that you attracted me to you. You asked for something, you called for something, you needed something, and you called me to you, and I'm here now. And you are likely here because we share similar programs. We watched the same media growing up, we read the same books, we experienced similar traumatic childhood wounds. And so my experience and wisdom is probably going to help you. And the fact that I channel based on my own blockages and what I'm trying to fix, you're probably going to resonate with that. Now, it's likely that we will attract similar people because we have similar programming. Does that make sense? Because that's what's happening when you're seeing readings. Um, and when you feel like you really connect with a reader and you're like, wow, I feel like this is crazy, we have the same programming, it's like probably that. It's probably what it is. Okay. It's like partially magic and partially just like logic, which is everything again in balance. Okay. A little bit of both. My YouTube video is so dark. I'm going to hold these cards a little closer so you can see them. So we have the Justice card and the Eight of Wands coming out. Justice for the headspace. This is the way we're thinking about communication. And this is where the masculine energy that's dominant, if the masculine energy is more in their thoughts, or if the masculine gendered individual, however they are identifying in that way, if the person more in their masculine energy, let's say that, they're going to be more in their thoughts, then this is where they're going to be. If a person is more in their feelings, then they're going to be more here. If they're balanced, then they're going to be able to have these things working together and there's going to be movement forward. If they're imbalanced, these things aren't working and there's no movement. Make sense? Okay. So divine masculine energy is thinking about what is fair, what is just, what is the right thing to do, apologizing, setting things right, balancing the scales, everything I just said, because we see the black and white cat here, which is all that balance. We just were talking about that. The feminine energy, what is she feeling? What's going on with the emotions? What's happening in the heart? We feel this urgency. We feel this need, this compulsion to rush to some kind of, hopefully, righteous conclusion. We also feel righteous in the way we perceive ourselves in regards to communication. So we feel we are communicators. We think we can do justice to what we need to say. If that's where you are, your person is likely arriving at this place too. If they are not, they're not your person. That's easy. That's easy, right? You're like, oh, I have so many people that come in and get a reading for me, and they're like, is this person my person? Well, it's your person if that's true, if you're both aligning. If they're not aligning, they're experiences with, closer perspectives with, shared perspectives. Doesn't that make sense? Isn't that logical? If your perspective starts to shift, like let's say for a long time you always complained about your job, right? You call your friend up, you say every Thursday you call Sally after work and you're like, boy, I fucking hate my job and I fucking hate everybody that works there and I fucking don't like anything about it. And your friend's like, I fucking hate my job and my job sucks and I wish I didn't work there. And then you bitch about your jobs for a couple hours, feels good, have a little bit of wine, get tipsy, start to cry, wish you did something else, hang up the next day, have a slight hangover, go to work in a bad mood, hate your job, and then you just did that together for a while. Okay? Sound familiar? Did you go through that before? Then what happens? Okay? One day you stop doing that. You see a TikTok video that's like, if you don't complain as much, bad shit doesn't happen to you. And you're like, you know what? It's worth a try. And so you figure it out and you're like, whoa, when I talk in more uplifting and positive ways, good things happen to me. I'm not going to expend so much energy on talking shit. So Sally calls on Thursday, ready for the, rant. She's ready for it. She's got her rosé. She's got her, popcorn, whatever. She's ready to go. And she's like, I fucking hate my job. And you say, you know what? I actually started to notice that so and so has been really helpful lately. And I noticed like if I kind of get into a good headspace before I go into work, I start to feel better. And your friend is just like, what are you talking about? Because you are to that friend, the version of you that they are familiar with is the older concept of you. And this new self concept doesn't seem to track. And it certainly doesn't fit their self concept if they haven't shifted. So now, what do you represent to them? You represent something that they maybe feels a little better, but maybe also feels unattainable for them in some way because of some perceptions they might have about themselves. And so now you represent this conviction that there could be a better thing for them, but they're not having a better experience. And so now they have to be accountable for why that is. And that's an uncomfortable feeling. And so they're probably going to avoid you. And that's mostly what's going on energetically when you're not in alignment with somebody. And it's really that basic. And you don't have to take it personally, but I understand why you might. So, divine masculine and feminine energy right now are thinking it's the right time to have a conversation. And it feels like there's some urgency behind it. Some apologies need to be made. Things need to be set right. Because ultimately, I feel a strong connection between these two people who resonate very similarly with one another. Okay? The bottom of the deck, what's underlying everything? What is not seen but is there? The Eight of Swords for the headspace and the Five of Pentacles in reverse for the heart space. So, masculine energy, what is there? What is underlying is that there is still this prison of limiting beliefs. There's still a perception of being a little bit too fragile to kind of spread the wings. So there's a fear. There's still thoughts that are like potentially going to take this transformation down. But there's a sense that I see this clinging to the truth, clinging to the Ace of Truth of Swords. The Ace of Swords, this whole picture for me sums up the work. It's like, the work by Byron Katie, which is like, is it true? How do I know it is true? Who would I be if this wasn't true? Right? What does that feel like? So that's kind of what this is like for me. While the masculine is worried about what might happen, there is holding on to this truth, which is like, is that true? How do I know it's true? Who would I be if it wasn't true? So constantly coming back to clarity, constantly getting clear. These things aren't real. These are an illusion. I'm not going to be hurt. I'm safe. I'm okay. That's what I'm thinking. What's the heart feeling? I don't have to be scared of separation, lack, poverty, loss anymore. Abandonment, neglect. I'm okay. Truthfully, I may think sometimes that catastrophic things are going to happen, but ultimately, I've stopped doing. Might be using catastrophic thinking to prevent myself from experiencing the success I truly desire to experience. Thanks for smashing that like button. That's awesome. My getting so many likes over here. Thank you. So, and it also lets me know that the messages are coming through for you. So it's definitely helpful when you guys do that. So thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you here on YouTube for being here too. We don't always have people in a live chat there. Okay, let's get into the nitty gritty. What has the masculine energy been focused on that they're bringing from the past into this current energy right now? The Seven of Wands, being guarded, but fighting for something, holding on to something. We see in each one of these images that are a little bit uncomfortable, we see there is this single thing, right? There's this truth and there's this desire. There's one truth and there's one desire. So look at my lights. I don't know, you can't see them as well here in the, you can see that they just changed here. So I have no control over my lights. I haven't activated anything that changes them. They just change. And I don't know why. They do that sometimes for a while and stop doing it. So I'm going to look at it as confirmation. If they're changing like they're doing right now, the message is significant. I don't even think there's not even a setting. I don't even have a setting for that. Like this is one of the settings, but I don't have a setting that cycles through all of them. It's really weird. And so just enjoy the light show. Okay. But that's giving me the vibes of you're getting signs and signals. The brain, the mind is having to acknowledge when things are happening in 3D that are proving these illusions. Because remember, all of these things are illusions. Here, this eighth sword is fighting off the fear of deceit. This is the Seven of Swords embedded here. So this is trust issues. Here we have this Ace of Wands held up against ideas that don't exist. Because when you actually look at the Ace of Wands, no one is holding the wands. There's no one there. There's no one fighting you. You're being defensive, but no one's fighting you. So the idea, like if you start to have a conversation with somebody, you get defensive because they're taking something personally, it's an illusion. There's nothing to take personal, but you're doing that. That's sometimes can happen with these two cards, especially when they're together. So we see that the masculine energy has been working through picking apart these illusions that have blocked success and also strategy. This is how do I figure things out? I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to be successful. And that's an illusion. You do know how to be successful. You do. It's a natural gift that you've had since you were a child. The way to be successful is to play. And if you're playing, you're having fun. If you're having fun, you're going to keep doing it. So if you can find a way to play, wherever you are, whatever you're doing right now, you are going to be able to create what you desire because it's coming from the energy of fun and enjoyment, which is propelling you forward and motivating you to keep going. So what is Divine Feminine carrying in from the past? Very interesting. King of Wands energy. So this is action, taking action. Divine Feminine ain't playing. She's coming out here with all these wands. Divine Masculine giving us the wands too. So we have the 7 and the 8 of wands also representing the progression. We have a lot of 8s because the Justice card is the 8th card in this deck. Usually it's the Strength card, but not in the Wild Unknown Tarot. So we've got 3 8s out. 3 8s and 7. And then there's an 8 here on the King of Wands. Look at this. This is crazy synchronicities in this reading. Beautiful reading that we are getting right now. Okay, so Divine Feminine has been dying to take action. She's been dying for someone to take action. Now, if you're sitting here being like, yes, I've been dying for my person who represents the masculine energy to take action, that's great. Well, guess what? Your creativity, Your emotions, your feelings have been dying for you to take action. Maybe you have anger buried deeply down that needs to be expressed. And if you could express it, you would no longer block yourself with sadness, loneliness, separation, depression, because it's just suppressed anger. And as soon as you express that, it's going to resonate with you. Already know this in your, because this is what you're carrying into this moment. So you're finding all the ways that you stop yourself from taking action, that you halt your progress, that your sensitivity or defensiveness keeps you from going forward, that your fear of being wounded or hurt or rejected or neglected or abandoned has stopped you. You've spent time doing that. You got it. You understand it. Congratulations. Here's your diploma. Where are you now in this current energy? If this is true. Oh my gosh. Well, we're anxious about something. Let's see what we're anxious about. Our success. There's the fucking 6 of Wands. I knew it was going to come out. This is my card. This is my goddess card for the goddess Nike. This is my just do it card. It's my public recognition card. It's the card about victory and success, of course. And it's about peace too, because once you achieve this, you feel a sense of peace come over you for a minute until you start to generate a new desire. And that's how it's meant to be. Now, the 9 of Swords is about being scared of this success. So you did the work, and what did you realize? Well, what I realized recently, I just did 9 days of clarity and vision, clear vision. That was my theme for the last 9 days. Now we're going to be moving into 9 days, starting tomorrow, of personal power, claiming our personal power. And we'll get into that tomorrow. But for today, we're closing out the 9 days of clear vision. Now, what I learned is that if I make the money that I really feel I'm capable of bringing in, and the money that I need to pay for my bills, cover my expenses, and I have enough overflow to pay for my passion of mastering my record and paying for it, for a video to be made, and paying for some PR, whatever I decide to do with it. If I decide to do that, guess what? Hi, Luna. Guess what happens if I do that? If I do that and I release my record and I have paid for its promotion and it goes out to the people and the people reject it, what does that mean? What does that mean? If I'm taking their rejection personally, then I'm going to feel very sensitive. The King of Wands, this is an Aries or Leo or Sagittarius who's wounded. Ever met one? The wounded ego. If I am rejected and I don't have the excuse that it was because I couldn't put enough money behind my record, I will have to accept that people don't like to hear my music and they don't want to hear my music. And that whether I think I'm a genius or not, and I actually think I am a genius and I'm Leo enough to say it, that the world doesn't. You're not right. And they don't want to hear you. And so isn't it just easier for me to go to bed at night and be like, the reason I'm not successful is because for the last 15 years, I haven't been able to scrape together $600 to just finish mastering a record and put it out and spend the rest of the money I need to make it actually be seen and heard. That's the only reason. Did you know that? That's the only reason I'm not successful. If I did that, you'd see me tomorrow on, I'll be on all the late night TV tomorrow night. Instead of reading cards, I'll be singing for the stars, right? So that is the fear that you have right now. Now, are you going to be able to have success if your brain is thinking your success is going to feel like this? Look at this card. Look at that. No one wants to feel this way. Who wants to feel like this? This is terrifying. No one wants to feel like this. So, of course, you're not going to be successful if that's what you think is going to happen to you when you actually achieve the success. When you actually receive public recognition, people are going to tear it apart. They're going to rip you a new one. They're going to all the critics are going to come out and be like, I can't even believe she wakes up in the morning. She just better go back to her day job. I hope she can get a job at Starbucks again. Right? So, yeah, okay, well, what do we need to do to get out of that? Well, It's not hard. We just have to move on from this fear. This is the Six of Swords. And be free of it, liberated with the nine. So awesome that this is the advice because it's so easy to do this. The bridge from this fear of success that you have to a place where you get to be rewarded with the abundance you deserve is simply through actually enjoying the work that you do. Just having fun doing it. Because if your reward is that it's fun to come on live at 12:19 a.m. in the morning while the rest of the world is sleeping in their little Betty Buys because they have to get up tomorrow and drive to the work job that they're going to complain to Sally about on Thursday, right? It's kind of cool. I get to do that. Now, am I a little worried about how I'm going to pay my car payment this week and what I'm going to do about my car insurance and all those kind of things? A little. But you know what? I was worried about that when I was driving to work before too. And instead, I get to have a really unique, fun experience. After this, I'm going to work on a collage before I go to bed. What are you going to do? Like, I know that the rainbow that we're seeking lies in this admitting to yourself that you are staying in rough waters with your thoughts, right? Here's all these thoughts. You're staying in those rough waters rather than embracing that the calmer waters are available to you as soon as you start to really invest in yourself more than you're investing in things that aren't filling you up. If you're putting all of your energy into a job that's not filling you up, when you come home and you can't even spend 15 minutes coloring in a coloring book or listening to a true crime podcast that you like while you bake yourself cookies, which is the thing that you love to do, if you can't get into a space where you reward yourself with those things, you can't get from the 9 to the 10. It doesn't happen. You have to, if you're not even willing to receive little rewards, you can't get big ones. So this is very easily solved, though. I keep having this conversation with a lot of my clients right now, which if you want to work with me one-on-one, click the link in my profile for more information and hop into, there's a free video request that says, ask me anything. Hop into there and let me know you want to work with me and I'll get in touch with you, or send an email to tuneintaro@gmail.com. We'll talk about it because I work on people's budget for whatever they can afford hourly during the week, as long as they're on a weekly schedule. 12:22 a.m. it just turned 2. So when I work with my clients, I always come to the conclusion at the end of the session. I always feel like a broken record, and I have the cards to prove it. So it's not even like this like I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. But I'll be like, you know what I think would help? I think it would help if tomorrow, when you woke up, you spent time in the morning saying a few affirmations to kind of just get into the headspace before you touched your phone to go on social media. I literally set when I go to bed at night, I have YouTube like ASMR, Reiki lined up, and then I have like a sound healing thing that plays while I sleep, and I have affirmations. And then I have, around the time that I would wake up, the morning affirmations I want to say just automatically come on. So as I'm waking up, I can't even have the excuse of grabbing my phone to go to the YouTube to get what I need or whatever and seeing. They're starting to play at the time that I'm waking up. So I say them as I'm waking up, or just listen to them or whatever. And then I do my morning ritual, whatever that is. And then some point during the day, I just spend 15 minutes minimum doing something fun that I like to do. And it can be anything. It can be doing Arabic lessons, because I'm doing that right now because I want to go travel in Morocco and live there for a while. So I'll go do Arabic lessons. That's a fun thing I like to do. I make a collage. Okay, I do music. I listen to something about music, but it can't just be something that's not really filling me up. Now I can have times when I do watch shows. Believe me, I'm watching Deadwood right now. Like, it's my job. So I'll watch a couple episodes of that. Like, I still do those things, but I just make sure that amidst those things that I do, I still carve out time that's about what my passion is in life, which is music, art, expansion, transcendence, and connection. Those are the things that move me. And so if I haven't done something like that today, I guarantee you when I wake up tomorrow, I'm not going to feel as good, period. And I'm just going to have to spend a little extra time with those things. Okay. So that's what you're being called to do. Now, this whole thing was up to this point and they are working on their energy of being guarded, and both of them are facing their worries about whether or not this is going to happen and what it's going to take place and whether or not there's going to be rejection. And oh, hi, I'm just seeing you there, good to see you, abundance, love, joy. And there's going to be basically at some point movement forward to communicate about basically their attraction for each other, because the Nine of Pentacles is also about being very attached to something. So there's this conversation that wants to happen about their attachment to one another. And this card also has usually a falcon in it. This is the Crow Tarot, so we're seeing a crow here instead of a falcon, but traditionally it has the energy of this wild bird of prey that you set off, and it comes back to you, it returns to you always. And there's a mirror here as well. So there's conversations that are going to be had, and you are going to move from this period of anxiousness over the conversations, which probably involve apologies and explanations and justifications and whatever. You're going to move from that kind of icky, like challenging feeling into a much more calmer, peaceful energy. So you're going to overcome it. There is going to be communication here, so you can count on it if you're watching this reading. We have make your dreams real. Spider Spirit is the message coming out tonight. So I don't even have to look at the book. I've seen this so many times. So Spider Spirit is all about the virtue of working on something, knowing that what you're working on is quite naturally going to attract what it is that you need. And all you have to do is follow the inspiration, build the web, and it will come to you. But you have to build the web. So if you're not building a web, then you have to start spinning the web. And spinning the web is whatever gift or talent you have to start doing that. So that's the message. And Spider Spirit is here to help you with that. The other thing is that people are often very afraid of Spider Spirit. And that is all about facing your fear, anxiety. There are certain spiders that are meant to be feared. Most spiders are not actually meant to be feared. And you can tell the difference. There's clear indications of when something is going to be a reason to be afraid and it's not, right? Like in my situation, I just want to shake my person and be like, why do you think you have to fear me or my reaction? Of all the people in all of the world, me, like you can be whoever you are around me. That is literally my gift to the world. Every person I interact with has the permission to be themselves completely. Even if it's scary, even if it is scary, I will still allow you to be who you are. I will. Just something that's about me. So if that's who I am as a person, it's always baffling to me. I'm always like, what is this person afraid of saying to me that I wouldn't just be embrace them? Because I embrace everyone with love. That's just who I fucking am. But that person has to believe that they deserve that and in order to get it. And I can't make them worthy of it. They have to feel worthy of it. I know they are worthy already. My knowledge is my vision I hold on is the only thing that I have. I just hold my vision of their worthiness and them knowing their worthiness and me knowing my worthiness, right? Expect powerful change. This is the new moon eclipse. That's giving me double blank slate energy. So big, big, big changes. Luna's saying, that's so true. You've never judged my crazy Aries ass once. Nope. I love you to death, Luna. You're one of my ride or dies, and you can be as crazy as you want with me. And what I see is I pick people in the world who, when they feel how I accept them, are comforted, and they do the same for me. They reflect the same energy back to me. See? I love you too. Okay. So I'm going to give you this sign. This is an important sign for you this week. If you see this sign, it has significance for you, and I'm going to let you choose the significance now. It's going to have two elements of significance about how this might be significant for you. So it'll have two meanings for you. So choose the first sign of significance. I usually make a few suggestions here just so you know what I mean in case you're not following. But basically what you need to do is say, okay, when I see whatever's on this card, um, in reality, it's a sign that's significant because, or it indicates this. So it could indicate I'm on the right path, or I'm chosen the right person, or I am meant to go this way. Or it could mean I could say, okay, if when I see that sign, it will mean that within 24 hours of that, this will happen. But let me tell you, if that's what you do, then you best be working on your doubt, because it's not the sign that's going to make this happen. It's your lack of doubt that's going to make this happen. The sign is going to be an indication that you do not have to doubt. And when you see the sign, that's the moment that you release all of the doubt. If you can't do that, if you see the sign and you doubt it's going to happen, just know that's what's going to happen. And you have to wait again to see the sign. When you see the sign and you know it's true, and you don't doubt, that's when it happens. And that's actually great. It's such an easy way. Like if you see the sign and you're like, it's not gonna happen today. I know for a fact that my person is doing X, Y, or Z. So obviously 24 hours is not. I'm sorry. Do you know the story of the parting of the Red Sea? Um, if you believe that those types of things can happen. If you're a spiritual person and you have a belief that matter itself, that time itself, that the elements, that all of the pieces of the quantum field can fall into place to create the experience you're desiring, like a virtual reality simulation. And yes, you can believe in all of those things at once and still be within like the same like belief system. If you believe that, then why in the hell couldn't it happen 24 hours after you see that, right? So you have to work on your doubt. When you see it and doubt it, you know the answer. When you see it and believe it, that's when it's going to happen. Okay, everybody ready to see the sign? It is the cowrie shell or the number 25. Now, this can be any shell. It doesn't have to be this specific type of shell. Or although if it is, I would be like, damn, probably you'll see somebody with a necklace, or you'll see somebody with a bag with cowrie shells on it, or maybe you'll see a video of them or a movie that has them in there. There's so many ways you could see this. But in general, if somebody says shells, if you have a conversation about shells, if I start to tell you my story about how I hated soft shell crab and I didn't realize you had to eat the shell, and I was like, ew, this is terrible. Like that counts, right? Shells. And when you see this, the significance, the second significance, so the first significance is whatever you just imbued it with. The second thing that's significant about this card is the topic of abundance. So, in particular, you're getting a message right now about abundance in your life. So, let's read the message. This awesome deck that I'm using is by Crystal Banner. It's called the Signs of the Times deck, and it's pretty great. I like it a lot. 25. It says, welcome in abundance because it's yours. The cowrie shell has been used as currency for centuries, and people still adorn themselves with the shell in the form of jewelry and charms. Wealth is coming your way in the form of financial prosperity, leisure time, and peace of mind. You might receive an unexpected windfall, begin a fulfilling romantic relationship, or gain support from someone with valuable resources and connections. Your ability to manifest is heightened, so it is important to believe you are worthy of your desires. Remember, your hard work has not been in vain, and the abundance coming towards you is well earned. The cowrie shell also speaks of fertility and creation, so be ready for gifts from the universe. The additional meanings are successful projects, new job offers, a fertile time, and harvest season. And I will say, it looks an awful lot like the last two cards that came up, which is, for me, a confirmation that this reading is giving you this abundance. But remember, there's a key here. You have to get from the 9 to the 10. You have to start by rewarding yourself to get all the way to the 10, but that is where you're heading. And that's the abundance that's coming. And that's why the reason why this card says it's coming is because practice, it's here. It's here. It's here. I want you to just repeat that. You don't have to do anything else. You can visualize if you want. You can feel it if you want. Those things help. But I simply want you, I'm literally imbuing you with my power right now. And I'm telling you right now that when you say it's here, it's here, it's here tonight, you're starting to reprogram yourself. So tomorrow when you click onto your tarot readings and the cards come out, you're going to hear people say, it's here. It's here. It's today. It's now. It's right now. It's today. It's coming. It's coming is going to not be coming out anymore. Like it's going to be, it's right now. It like that is when things align because you have changed. It's literally like, can you picture every right now? Picture that you're about to go to bed. You feel a little bit thirsty. It's not an overwhelming feeling. You look to the bedside and you see you have a water bottle there. It's empty. Fuck. I have to get up, fill it up, go downstairs, whatever the fuck. Do I want to get up and do it? Think about it for a second. Well, I could go downstairs. I'll just get water, I guess. I guess I could take the dog out one more time and then maybe I can sleep in a little more in the morning. So I guess I could do that. Or whatever. I'm not that thirsty. I'll just go to bed. Okay. Those are two different choices, two different trajectories. You imagined both. You imagined the one where you went downstairs and maybe you slept in a little longer the next day because you didn't have to get up as early with the dog. The other one, you were like, no, I'm going to go to bed now. It's fine. I'll drink in the morning. Okay. So when you wake up tomorrow, whatever reality you chose, whatever trajectory you chose, that's this one direction. But that other one that you thought about immediately happened. There's another potential reality where you felt thirsty, honored that feeling, realized if you're already thirsty, you were probably dehydrated. You should drink. You might even have better sleep if you drink. And you might be able to sleep a little deeper and wake up a little later. So you're going to get up and you're going to go downstairs, even though you're tired, and you're going to fulfill that need. And then you're going to go outside with the dog and you're going to come back in and you're going to go to bed and sleep a little bit longer. Waking up refreshed, you're going to remember to do your affirmations. You do them. That day, in that potential reality, your affirmations happen. What does the result of that day look like compared to the other day where you don't do that because you wake up dehydrated already feeling bad? Those potential realities exist. Shifting into the one where you wake up with affirmations is you don't have to now wake up and do affirmations and go all the way from point A to point B. You can jump to point B. You can just say to yourself, okay, if I'm a version of myself that meets my needs, how do I act? How do I act? What kinds of things do I do? I have a water bottle I make sure is filled up before I go to bed. So today I'm going to fill my water bottle up before my bed. And that's something I'm going to add to my habits. So I'm going to do something that that person already probably does. That's how you shift realities. And that changes everything that happens after that because like the butterfly effect, every single decision you make is this ripple effect through time and through space and through matter. I like how I'm just yelling at you. Understand this, because if you get this, you win. You're winning all the time. Okay. Your assignment. Oh, I forgot. I have 2 bonus cards for the end of this reading. But your assignment for the week, or for tomorrow, is sometimes people listen to my readings every day or every other day or whatever. But if you do it weekly, this is for next week. You should have accomplished writing a gratitude list is what you should do. So focusing on appreciation right now, which is another really great way of heading into the 10 of Pentacles. If you can appreciate the hell out of everything you have, everything around you. Like I wanted a husky for so long and she's right here laying on my floor right now. You can't see her because it's too dark, but she's here right there. And I sometimes take for granted that there were years when I saw this card and was like, oh, I want a husky. I want a husky so much. And I have one. It's the greatest thing ever. I'm so happy. She's also a mix, so it's probably way better than if I had a purebred husky because she's so much more chill than a fucking purebred husky. But we love her husky soul. So start to have appreciation for the things that you have right now. You don't have yet. You are doing the opposite of worrying. Worrying is when you practice the feelings of having the thing you don't want happen. Appreciating something that hasn't happened yet is practicing the feeling of having what you want happen. So if you catch yourself worrying tomorrow, don't be hard on yourself. Just be like, ooh, I'm worried about that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to appreciate right now that I really like these new comfortable shoes I just bought. They're so comfy. I really do appreciate them. I'm so happy I could afford those today, and it made my day better. And I'm going to appreciate that the sun's out today and that it's changing into fall, and I can have pumpkin spice every day if I want. And pumpkin spice wards off evil. So I'm not going to be around any evil people today. And like you start to just laugh and joke and get lighter and feel better. And that is what creates the 10 of Pentacles. The final two cards. These are the bonus cards. I think this is, for the few of you that have made it this far, this is a little inside information about what's going to happen. So, you know that you've been struggling with mindset. Your person's been struggling with mindset, fear, and anxiety. So, it would probably be pretty shocking to you with this lightning card if somebody just came in and took off their mask and revealed their feelings because they've been hiding for a long time. So I think what's going to happen in terms of communication is that you're going to see that the person who's been the most reluctant to communicate throughout this connection, or if you yourself have had a very difficult time with communication, with not even just one person in your life, but with others in general, if you've been an avoidant person, you are going to surprise yourself and shock yourself with how comfortable you are feeling taking off this mask, no longer hiding true feelings or pretending or diluting or gaslighting yourself, but just finally really allowing yourself to really be your authentic self and express who you truly are. And I think you're going to see really sudden shifts and that miraculous energy we were talking about come through. All right. So we have entered into the personal readings portion. If you want a personal reading tonight, click the link in my profile. Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App, $33. Or if you are a subscriber, $28. And I will start doing a reading for you tonight. If you did not see the whole reading and you just hopped in and you're like, oh, I want to see that, you can go to Tuned In Tarot YouTube. I just am also streaming live on Tuned In Tarot YouTube, and you can go over there and pull the bar back and go to the end or to the beginning and watch it all from the beginning if you want to. And I'm seeing PG right here asking if you can ask a question. I am doing paid readings tonight, so if you do want a question answered, just click the link in my profile, Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App, and I will go ahead and read for you. And I'm still going strong, but I probably should go to bed soon, so I can probably handle a couple of readings. And I have a style of reading I was going to do tonight. I did it for myself, so I've been doing novenas every 9 days, which is in Catholicism, a novena is a prayer to a saint or somebody that intercedes on your behalf in pertaining to a certain subject, aka all of the old pagan deities and gods repurposed as saints in the church so that you can continue to work with specific deities who specialized in specific things so that you could take on the embodiment of it. But I have been, why was I saying that? There was a reason. Oh yes, go get cleaned up, Luna. Go relax. Get your groove on. Get settled in. Are you going to do a chat and chill tonight? But so I've been doing novenas, and look at that. We got the Spider Spirit just came out with the Eight of Pentacles, which we talked about working on stuff tonight, and the Sun. So the work is done, and now you get to have fun. That's what I'm hearing right now. The work is done. Now you get to have fun of this stack. So 12:44 on the clock as I'm saying that. So basically what I was saying about saints and angels, deities, etc., embodiments, calling in energy to work with. And so every 9 days I pray for healing pertaining to a certain thing or whatever, and I focus on that for 9 days, and at the end of 9 days I stop and I accept that it's been healed, and then I move on to something else. And so this is a Catholic tradition. And I started doing prayers to Raphael. And then after the first one, I decided I would just like ask the cards what I should be focused on. And so I thought I would use the same style of reading I do to find out what I should ask for support. So if you want a reading to help you determine what energy do I need to support me right now, or what do I need to be supported in, let me know and I will do that reading. So it's $33. It's just like um a normal reading, but I'll do a support reading for you because it's been very helpful for me. That's how I got the themes that we did, the clear vision theme that we just did for 9 days, and now we're going to be doing one on personal power, stepping into our personal power. If you want a private reading from me, you can click the link in my profile as well and get a video recorded reading. You can also book a one-on-one session with me. And you can work weekly with me too. For working weekly with me, I do suggest you send me an email. We can talk about what your needs are and what your budget allows. But if you just want an hourly reading where we get to be face-to-face virtual session, there is a link in my profile for that. And I have been talking for a long time. And if nobody wants a reading, which is totally fine, because honestly, I would not mind going to sleep, I will see everybody tomorrow. It is Friday, so I will probably be going live tomorrow or tomorrow's Thursday. I mean, I'll probably be going live. I guess today is Thursday at 12 p.m. I might actually do a 12 p.m. tomorrow. Either 12 p.m. or 7 p.m. I'm going to hit one of those Eastern Standard Time, 12 or 7 p.m. is my plan. But I do have some obligations tomorrow, so I am not exactly sure if I'll be getting to a YouTube reading, but I shall try. So hopefully you got all you needed from this one, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care and have the best night. Good night.